Welcome everyone. Welcome Mohanji and welcome all the humble honored guests. I would request all of you to kindly take your seats while we begin the program. Thank you everyone. It really feels amazing to stand up here. Can you all hear me properly? Back seats? Thank you. It's really humbling to stand up here on this stage today. 23 years before, one little girl, her sudden demise put the entire family into tremendous sadness. But then the father turned that pain of the sadness into opportunity, decided to take that opportunity and do something beyond good for the world. So exactly 20 years before, in the year 2003, what took birth was Ammu Care Charitable Trust. Mohanji, the father of Ammu, who took this journey all alone, regardless of anybody was there with him or not. And 20 years later today, Ammu Care Charitable Trust, not just working in 28 states in India, but as ACT Foundation globally in 24 countries. So we are so honored to celebrate that 20th year, this entire year. And what makes it special today is that Mohanji's presence, the founder of Ammu Care Charitable Trust and ACT Foundation. We are so honored and so immensely blessed to have Mohanji with us. Thank you, Mohanji. So ACT Foundation UK, President Jay Jaisilan, Vijay, and trustees Rashila and others took this effort to make sure that we utilize this day today to also share the joy with all our, not just the dignitaries and honorable guests, but also with our volunteers. ACT would not stand where it stands today without this selfless service from each one of you in UK and across the globe. So without further ado, on behalf of ACT UK, Jay, Vijay, Rashila and everyone, I welcome all of you to today's event. And we have a long list of things to be shared and to be taken into joy today. So first of all, I would like to invite Christopher Greenwood, who can introduce formally Mohanji, our founder, and Mohanji Foundation, and Mohanji ACT Foundation, all the work that happens across the world. So Christopher Greenwood, who is also trustee of Mohanji Foundation UK, but he's also Mohanji's executive assistant, spent almost 3 years living with Mohanji every day, traveling with him. And so he's best placed to share the impact of Mohanji's journey in the world. So Christopher, please welcome.
Sure. Thank you, Subhashri, for the introduction. And also thank you, Jay and Rashila, for giving me the opportunity today to share a little bit more about what we do on a more global scale within the Mohanji platforms. ACT Foundation is one platform of many that Mohanji has founded and inspired. And each platform has been founded with a distinction that attracts people who are drawn to certain activity. So for example, ACT is really the hands-on practical activity where people are being helped with food, clothing, shelter, education. And then there's a variety of platforms such as World Consciousness Alliance, where artists, entertainers, musicians come together to use their craft. At the heart is just one real key phrase, and that's adding value to the world, which you can see up here. And this is a group of people from a retreat in Montenegro. But I think that's the key thing I wanted to get across in this introduction, that Mohanji has really inspired many, including those of the ACT team, that whilst we're alive and our hearts beating, let's use it for something good. Let's do something for the world. And just to finish my talking, I'm incredibly humbled to be here actually, because Jay, Rashila and the team This is a real celebration. 2 decades, 20 years of activity in UK. It's incredible. And UK, when I've worked with Mohanji side by side and spoken about the activities that have come up, so the crisis in Ukraine, the earthquake in Turkey, even now in Morocco, and in what's happening in Sri Lanka, it's always the UK team that's really at the forefront. So for me, not that there's any competition, I'm always just a bit proud to be part of that UK team and know that these are the guys who are leading a lot of the activities. So now you've seen the slide. The next is a short video, very short, about our action and our activity that took place in 2022 last year. And as we're coming towards the end of 2023, there's been so much work done. I'm looking forward to that video that will show what's happened this year as well. But for the benefit of the group, here's a short video about what we've done across the world, across all platforms in 2022. Is it possible to reduce the lights at all? Here. Are these at the back, Harish? 1 second. Just pause for 1 moment. Okay. Is it possible? Are these light switches here? There's one. That's better? Okay.
What's the relevance of the Mohanji Foundation?
The relevance of Mohanji Foundation, if I have to say it very simply, is adding value to the world.
Those words sound nice, right? Well, they are more than words for us. They drive every action of us. 2022 marked a decade since Mohanji left his corporate career to dedicate his life to serving the world. This purpose has ignited the hearts of many, with presence on all 6 habitable continents. Let me show you the global impact we had last year. As the restrictions of COVID wound back, our activities grew manifold. ACT and Amuka are platforms dedicated to providing food, shelter, clothing, and education expanded into 4 new countries, now totaling 28. We established humanitarian hubs in both Ukraine and Sri Lanka to better help those in need. In India, we launched the Anadan app, making it much easier to feed the hungry tummies around the country. Around the world, Act for Hunger broke its yearly record for the amount of food served to all beings of Earth. And the fruit tree plantation drive ensured food for generations to come. Our signature program from Mohanji, Empowered, held its first ever in-person, powerful and transformative retreat in Serbia. Our impact brought recognitions and reward for the work we do in the world, and growth brought new partnerships and associations, united with the same purpose: to raise the awareness of people and inspire positive action across the world. 2022 was a landmark year for our new spaces, the Mohanji Centers of Benevolence, beacons of unity, harmony and stability. These centers welcome all and guide people to their true nature. Our groundbreaking project to bring Lord Krishna home in Vrindavan took strides forward with the acquisition of land for the temple. This fantastic amount of work couldn't have been possible without the hundreds of volunteers who tirelessly contributed their time, skills and friendship, and most importantly, their love, to leave Earth a better place. As Mohanji says, true wealth is what you give to Earth, not from what you take. We have so much more to do in the world, and this is just a beginning. Join us in our mission to shift humankind to kind humans, and let's together make a difference.
Thank you for your attention. Just showing that video, and that's the conclusion of my section there. So hopefully that gave you an overview of the wider activity that we do across the platforms. And now I'd like to welcome Subhashri back to the stage, and she'll go through more of the specifics of ACT. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. I think now, continuing with the videos, we have one more video to see, which is a welcome video from ACT. So let's watch that quickly. And then followed by that is a message from the global president of ACT Foundation, which is Devi Mohanji. Unfortunately, she is not here with us. We were expecting her, but she's really busy in something else. But she has sent a special message for today. So let's watch these two videos and then we continue.
We are angels, we came here to spread love. We are warriors, descended to save love. We need compassion, we need love. We need kindness, and we are you. We feel the pain, we feel the sorrows, we feel silent cries of the voiceless. We feel the agony, we feel the despair. We shall feel, we do act for you, act for me, act forever. Act for love, act for care, act foundation.
A loving welcome to all of our esteemed guests, dear Mohanji, our lovely ACT UK team. I'm very happy that you're gathering today, and I wish I could be with you, but due to prior commitments, I could not come. However, I am with you in my heart, in my spirit, and just wanted to use this opportunity to express just how special ACT Foundation is for all of us, especially this year when we mark the 20th year of our journey globally in more than 28 countries, spanning the continents, 5 continents. We have had a journey that has truly been amazing. I was blessed to be part of this journey since 2007 when I met Mohanji in Dubai, and I have to say that this one decision to dedicate myself to selfless service, to embrace hands-on selfless service, this one decision changed my life. This one decision brought immense grace into my life. It brought Mohanji into my life, and this entire spiritual journey of selfless service, it all happened because of that clarity. So to have the clarity why selfless service is important, one has to go through one's journey, and my journey started with the war in former Yugoslavia when I experienced how it feels to be in the receiving end, how it feels to be hungry and to be down and to look for one sign of human love and encouragement. So I promised myself that one day, if I survive all this, I will do this for others. ACT Foundation gave me the opportunity to express that, to be there for others. And we are so committed to do this in a way that it's felt by the recipient. That's why we always give aid into the hands, and that's why we offer more than just an act of giving some food or hygiene items and so forth. We are there for the people. We grow. We are aware that we grow by each time we interact, we look into their eyes. We feel the transformation within us, which is the vision of ACT, to uplift and transform the giver and the receiver. So people who are part of ACT Foundation, they're part of a global family of people who have understood the game of life, that they have understood, we have understood that life truly begins when we start giving, sharing, and serving. because the only thing we truly have is that what we give and what we share from the heart. That's when we actually have something. Otherwise, we are just in a typical compensation spasm, illusion that most people live, that something is lacking within and I have to keep replenishing that hole within myself, with my success, with my money, with my possessions, with accolades from others. But actually, the fullness is there and it's understood and felt and it's shared. So this was the part of ACT's journey, to not only be there to serve others, but also raise our awareness to the level where we understand where the fullness comes from. It comes from sharing and giving. This is karma yoga, as it's called in India, the path of self-service. And this step is crucial in our own path of self-actualization or rising in awareness. I would like to say that we have had immense number of profound experiences over the years. We have learned so much about humanity through this path, from Amazon rainforest and indigenous people in Peru, all the way to the other side of the world, Sri Lanka or Turkey or Ukraine, or you name it, many, many countries. We have seen how precious it is to be there at the right time for people who need that help and encouragement. And this is the year when we celebrate all those stories of the true love of humanity. And I would hereby like to also invite you, aside from this event, to join us on 4th of November in Serbia for our main celebration of humanity, celebration of 20 years of ACT Foundation service. I would love to host you there, to have you with us. You are all invited from the heart. And thank you once again for being with us in this energy, in this field of energy of ACT Foundation's contribution to humanity in London right now. So thank you.
Devi, when she speaks, she brings that energy, isn't it? And you feel it. It straight goes to our heart. And I completely, totally agree with what she said, that all of us who are here in this room today are, on the various activities, the selfless seva that you all have done, and how it has changed our life. When Devi was speaking, I remembered that in 2016, I was very new to even knowing Mohanji, is when Jay contacted me and saying that, would you like to spend a little bit of time, actually Hemant Bhai, that a little bit of time being part of ACT Foundation UK and be a trustee. That I would say that my first step into the journey of my spiritual journey, the transformational journey, it started with a little bit of seva, little bit of activities that I became part of ACT UK. In 7 years, my whole world has changed. So I'm so honored, so blessed, and expressing my gratitude to Mohanji for giving me that opportunity which changed my life. Selfless service, definitely the purification and the first step into the transformation. So without further ado, while Mohanji is here, we would like Mohanji to give few words, just to let everybody know that Mohanji is having an ailment in his feet, and it's really troublesome to walk. Will you be able to come up, Mohanji? And this is something that I should mention, that couple of days back, Mohanji couldn't even keep his foot down, and but he was in Scotland. We thought whether he could come or not, but Mohanji didn't want to miss this. So thank you, Mohanji, for being here. Your couple of words of blessings.
Thank you. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for taking time and coming here, despite the rain and the traffic blocks and stuff. This is a very important time for us, 20 years. What I remember is when I started Amukher first and ACT Foundation in Dubai simultaneously in 2003. I decided that because before that I used to serve other organizations. So most of the organizations had huge administrational cost. Means it was not volunteer run. There were paid staff, heavily paid CEOs and stuff like that. So I decided if I start something, it'll be very transparent with minimal administration cost and mostly run by volunteers with no compulsory payments. And we just put the project on table, and whoever would like to participate will participate. And if they don't want to participate, this is okay. So no compulsion. So Amukher was created as a platform, not as a proper organization such as with a proper CEO and all the people, etc. And what I put as a plan of that is, it was actually told to me by a commissioner of income tax he said, you're going to handle public money. People may point fingers at you. So ensure all your income should have receipts. All the income should go to the bank. So bank statement will tally with the receipt. All the expenses should have invoice, and that should tally with the bank statement. And every activity should have pictures so that the whole activity and the fund flow can be traced. So it made sense to me. Now all these 28 countries, the fundamental principle of functioning is this. Everything has a receipt, everything has bank statement, all things have an invoice, all expenses have invoice, and every activity has pictures. So everything is traceable. So very simple system, and it's more like a platform where we get a project, put it on the table. The people who like to contribute will contribute, and if nobody contributes, we understand that this project is not really worthwhile, and we don't promise things which we can't handle or which we cannot support. So it depends on various people's funding. But now look, now this has happened, and actually in 2003, nobody really wanted to support me because they said this will not work. Such an organization will not survive. People already decided, judged that this is not going to survive. They said, their question they asked was, do you have a lot of money with you? I said, no. Do you have people with a lot of money with you? I said, no. Then how are you going to sustain it? 20 years later, when you look back, definitely we have reasons to smile. You know, because it was not the predictions of people who will not take a step, but judge a thing without even knowing. But now, one of the projects I'll tell you, the Center for Senior Citizens, Abandoned Old People in Tiruvannamalai. Praveen Bhai is connected to it. You know, we discussed this matter when we were in Sri Lanka. There are people, parents, brought to Tiruvannamalai by children, own children, telling them, we will take you to Tiruvannamalai, you can have darshan, and they like to do it, and very old people, some of them cannot even remember where they came from. Once they reach there, they abandon the parents and go back. So I happened to go to a place like that, where all these people who were there were abandoned parents. I felt very bad. You know, this is completely adharmic. It's not at all good. Plus, if we, and also they were all staying in public land, means land belonging to government illegally. And they were getting notices to get out. Government wanted them out, and they have no place to go. And many of them do not know where they came from. And they are waiting for their sons or daughters to pick them up. So this was going on. So I decided, okay, let's have a land and let's try to help them. And it was very expensive. It's not easy before COVID. And then finally we bought the land, and we have the center now. The project got completed in the time of COVID, which was impossible. You don't get money, you don't get laborers, things were not working, but the whole project got completed. People started staying there within the time of COVID, when our mobility itself was affected. So what does that mean? If a project is worthwhile, nature provides for it. That's the strength of ACT Foundation. And especially in UK, they have supported, UK has supported. Where is Jay? I would like to have you on here. It was Vijay who started ACT Foundation in 2012. 2012, and then Vijay took over because, Jay took over because Vijay started Mohanji Foundation late. So they have done a few projects which are really remarkable. One is Ukraine. During the war, when the situations were pretty tough, many people went there. Selma, where is Selma? Stand up, let people see you. Selma and who else went to Ukraine? Please stand up, all of you. Kathy? Where is Kathy? Hi, Kathy. Preeti. Youth team, stand up. Let people see you. Warriors. Ah. Yeah, they're in the back there. Ninka also went to Ukraine?
Yes, twice.
Oh. Yeah, all of them went to Ukraine and they crossed, please sit down, thank you. Crossed over from Romania. We hired a warehouse in Romania, filled up the warehouse, moved things on intervals to Ukraine when the war was on. This is the initial days of the war. And we also served the refugees in Slovenia and in some other countries. Also, one of the projects, I think it's in Greece, right? Yeah. Supported the exodus of people coming from Arabian countries to Europe. And it was Greece, one, and now Morocco. Turkey. Turkey also. Selma, where is Selma? Turkey. Kathy. Stand up, Kathy. Let people see you. Yeah, these are all remarkable people, you know. They look very simple, but they are warriors. You know, they look like they are sitting in one corner in a house, but they are all over. Whether it is now they're going to Morocco. So this is the strength of ACT Foundation. This is what is ACT Foundation. See, we don't have a lot of money in the bank. We don't have people with a lot of money always ready to support. None of these things. But when an activity is happening, when there is a need, clear need, real need, there is a support. And we have experience, Sri Lanka, now Sri Lanka is going to have a land. Where is Sri Lanka, Arun? Vatavaran, yes. How many cataract surgery? 650 cataract surgeries in Sri Lanka. You know, people...
In less than 10 months.
Within 10 months. I'm not stealing your thunder, you speak. Yeah, less than 10 months, 600 cataract surgeries. This is exactly how ACT Foundation should function. Go to the grassroots, do what it takes, which transforms lives. This is exactly. So now Sri Lanka is going to have a center. Am I right? Own place?
We are in the process of.
Yeah. Okay. That's a target now. So. All right. So now Thailand is coming up. Thailand is coming up. And there are so many people working silently. Please remember, this is 100% volunteer based. 100% and 100% donation based. Everything is transparent. Anybody can check anything and they know where the money is going, which way it's traveling, what it's used for. So an organization to remain transparent, we have proved that it can be. With how much 5% administration cost? Less than 5% administration cost. This is possible. Definitely possible. Now, in South Africa, I would conclude this by telling that South Africa, we set up the Sai temple in Mohanji Center of Benevolence, Sai Baba, Dattatreya, Ganesha, and we started delivering food to people. And the police record says 80% crime rate reduced in South Africa. 80% crime rate reduced in South Africa. This is police record. So actually making an impact in the world, this is exactly what everybody is collectively doing. I'm proud of all of you. All the people here, all the people not here, all those who are supporting, and even people have supported from America, because they saw, I think it was in Fox News, the video came where you're serving in, and people it's actually yeah, the what do you call the mobile phone video. They're taking the mobile phone, not even a proper video, but they saw this and people wanted to support. When I spoke in one of the conferences in where was it? San Francisco. Yeah, San Francisco. This came up. Oh, you guys are doing something in Ukraine. We saw that. This is what's it. So we don't know who's watching, who's seeing, and who's going to support. All we have to do is be transparent, be committed, have conviction, and always be steady. Please remember, thousands of eyes are watching you. So do not ever do things for yourself, do it for the purpose. When you live for the purpose, the world lives for you. It will grow. 20 years later, I can say this because 20 years before, they said this will not even survive 1 year. So this is, and also those days, the people who started was retired people. And they had no interest, they had nothing else to do, so they said, okay, might as well we start it. And but those people at that age, 60 plus 70, they did a lot of work. That's why we have a foundation here today. You know, so we can never underestimate anything. Everybody, every stone, every brick, every piece of advice, everything we do has value. Nothing is wasted. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And also thank you for the team of the Guruvayurappan Temple for joining us, the team members. And this will also, I think our hands are getting stronger together. You know, we can do much more. More and more like-minded people coming together, getting involved in things which will enhance the lives of thousands more people. You know, so that's it. Now, before I forget about senior home, Praveen Bhai promised me some money. So, so I told Madhu, I think I told, collect it now, otherwise he changes his mind. Because he forgets, he's got the tendency to forget. I said, while he remembers, take the money. Am I right? Yeah, I remember these things. Thank you. Thanks to all of you. And congratulations.
Thank you, Mohanji, may I ask you for a minute? We're going to honor you with the Vijay Bhai. Can you come to the stage, please? You can.
So what, as a matter of honor to everybody, all of you, Jay and team have worked really amazingly, and we want to first present that to Mohanji, Vijay Bhai. Maybe you should look into the camera. And I must say that this particular shawl that is being put on Mohanji now is a very special one made from Kerala, Mohanji's homeland, and designed and given so that this marks the authenticity. Oh, amazing. Wonderful. And the next one is is a special cup with we'll serve you black tea in that. So marking 20 years of ACT Foundation, and also a special booklet covering all the activities of ACT UK, ACT Foundation UK. So Vijay Bhai, if you would like to stay on there, I would now next like to introduce Vijay Bhai, who is the first one to not just introduce Mohanji to all of us in UK, but also the first one to register ACT Foundation in UK in 2012. He's been the pillar, he is the pillar for all of us, but also I think it will be amazing to hear from him directly the history of ACT UK. So Vijay Bhai, over to you.
Thank you very much, Subhashri. Thank you, Mohanji. I must say, today is a very special occasion for me, because when we first started ACT Foundation in the UK, to imagine it growing to this proportion and to see this gathering of all of our supporters and people, literally just 12 years later is an amazing achievement, I believe. And my gratitude and thanks to Mohanji, first of all, for creating the platform, and also to all of you for all your help and support. So, as Mohanji said, that ACT Foundation activity started in Dubai and in India simultaneously in 2003. And then they used to do things like blood donation. They supported the earthquake in Iran and also various calamities like the tsunami and that sort of thing. And they were giving blankets to people on the streets in Delhi and other poor areas, as well as giving food distribution. Now, the seed for ACT Foundation UK occurred on the 5th of November 2011. Now, as with all significant events, you know, a lot of people remember when President Kennedy was assassinated. I remember the day that ACT Foundation was born. Literally, it was in my house. We were having a meditation session. I remember I was actually by the curtains. I was drawing the curtains, and Mohanji very casually said to me that, you know, we set up ACT Foundation in Dubai, and the registration was really, really expensive. We have AmUcare in India, and we'd like to set something outside of India. So he was obviously hinting something at me, but I kept quiet for two reasons. One, I had only met Mohanji the previous day. And secondly, because of the amount of work that was required to set up a charity, and I had absolutely no idea how to set up a charity. So I just kept quiet. I didn't say anything to him. And then a few weeks later, after Mohanji had left, somebody approached me and they said that they had a whole lot of educational books that they would like to donate to our foundation. And I said, look, we don't have anything here. Let me recommend you give it to the Red Cross or something like that. And then when I told Mohanji this, I said, do you think we should set up a charity in the UK? He said, yes, of course. And so that then set a journey in place. So in early 2012, first of all, I did a lot of research in trying to work out how to set up the charity, and spoke to Mohanji as well as to who should be the first trustees. And Mohanji selected Rajshri Gohil, who's over there. Rajshri, maybe you could stand up. So Rajshri and Ranjan Premachandra, unfortunately, who can't be with us today, myself and obviously Devi and Mohanji were the first trustees of ACT Foundation. Now at that time it was called Mohanji ACT Foundation because there was another charity called ACT Foundation at that time. So we set up the charity, and the objectives of the charity were the following. One, relief of poverty by providing food, clothing, shelter. Secondly, relief of sickness by providing healthcare and medicines. Thirdly, relief of people in need by providing training, education and skills. And then later on we added another one, to relieve the suffering of animals by providing food and shelter and veterinary care for them as well. So once we set up the charity, once we decided what the objectives were, the next thing was to find money. Because in order to register charity, it was a charitable trust. In those days, you needed £5,000. So I was struggling to find the £5,000. And when I told Mohanji this, he gave me £1,000. £1,008 came directly from Mohanji to start off this charity. And also Jay, one day at the meditation, he suddenly gave me an envelope with a check of £1,008. I hope his wife knows, by the way. But anyway, so the £1,008 came from Jay and Shama. And then we managed to get the £5,000 together in order to be able to start off. So next, what activity do we do? There's literally a handful of people to be able to do this service activity. And so the first thing we did, we have a very long and very precious association with Scandervale. This is an ashram in South Wales who many of you probably are aware of. I'd like to ask Judith to stand up because she's very much integrally associated with Scandervale and is a representative here today of Scandervale. And so I reached out to Scandervale, who have a food aid program. They get tons and tons of food which are given to them by devotees, and they use that food as part of a food aid program. So that year they had given 60 tons of food to other organizations that were coming along and using that to serve people elsewhere. So when I spoke to one of the Swamis, I believe it was Swami Govinda, I spoke to, and I said, look, we'd like to become a charity partner with you. And he was extremely pleased. He said, what we like is that if we can work with smaller charities like yourself and people intimately associated with us, then that adds a lot more value. Because some charities that they work with literally just turn up with a truck, load up the food, and then take that away. So with us, they know us really, really well, and they actually were very happy to be a food aid partner with us. So we used to, every couple of months or so, hire a van, drive that 5 hours to Scandervale, fill it up with 1,500 kilos of food, and bring that back to London. And we decided that we would work in partnership with other organizations in order to serve people. So one of the people we worked with was Mother Teresa Home. So that food, some of which would go to them, so they used to support people with their food aid programs, poor families, etc. Plus, they were using that for cooking for their soup kitchen. And so we used to send our volunteers, organized by Rajshri, to come along and go and cook there and serve the homeless food. So that was another activity that we were doing. And then we were also sending this food to refugee places. So in Eastern Europe, we used to be in partnership with organizations like Refugee Relief, Hope and Aid Direct, Teach. We made relationships with them, and we used to give them food to go and serve refugees. Now, one day, me and Jay said, look, we're giving these people food, but we don't know what's happening with our food. So myself and Jay, we went over to Kosovo on one of those aid trips and experienced the joy of giving to people in refugee camps and poor people. And some of the conditions that we saw were absolutely heartbreaking. And we could see the impact of the service that we were doing on the lives of so many people. Now, going forward, if you extrapolate that and you see the work that's happening in Ukraine, Sri Lanka, in Turkey, and Morocco, all that initial work was a template for what we're doing right now. And then subsequently, the range of work is extended both in reach, scope, and in a variety of different ways to support people in so many different ways all over the world. And we've got activities in the UK, and as Mohanji said, and will be communicated later, some of the work that we're doing in many, many places across the world is all credit to Mohanji and this amazing platform that has been created. So with that, I'd like to extend my thanks to you all, and I'd like to obviously thank all the trustees. Subhashri is a trustee, obviously Jay, the leader, VAC Foundation, Moshmi, who's done an amazing amount of work with VAC Foundation, Rashila, and the old trustees, Rajshri, Ranjan, and all the other people, and the key volunteers that have helped to grow VAC Foundation to this level. So my thanks and gratitude to all of you. Jai Mohanji.
Thank you, Vijay Bhai. You have always been an inspiration, and I remember during the COVID time, we actually ran online sessions where we went through the history, and once you and Jay came on a Zoom call, and that went on for 2 hours, going through, seeing those pictures of Kosovo trip, and I still remember the Mother Teresa cooking on every Saturday morning. Rajshri, Ranjana, Meeta, we used to love going and cooking. So yeah, amazing background. As you said, what you established in those days have become the trendsetter for now, what is happening in much, much larger way. And to give us more, what's actually happening now, so I would like to invite our trustee and secretary of ACT Foundation, Rashila, and also very core member and strong pillar of ACT UK, Moshmi. Please come here and tell people what you're doing.
It gives me great pleasure to stand here in front of all of you. The foundation that was set by play the video? think I don't need to say any more words now. The video actually explained what we have been doing in the UK, but it still leaves me the pleasure of saying thank you to the previous trustees who gave me the opportunity to take part take part in this foundation. I think the first step when we set up any charity or any foundation is the hardest step, and it was taken by Vijay. So thank you for taking that step and for creating this beautiful platform for all of us to get involved with the blessing of Mohanji and the guidance from Devi ji as well. So thank you. So we're going to start off with the projects that we've been undertaken in the UK.
Yes. If
Do you want to come?
Yes, so if you could see, there are different activities we do in UK, especially related to food banks. Cooking food, I think, is our specialty. So we give almost like all the time it's vegan food to different food banks, not just in London, but across the UK. It's Wales, it's Wokingham, London, and different places in London as well. Then there are different activity. If you see the animal sanctuaries, even we provide vegan food to animals. Sometimes people are like, okay, is there vegan food for animals? What we could donate? And said, yes, you have vegan food available in the shops. Please go get it, and we donate that one. And the special one is cooking vegan food for homeless people and homeless shelters. Other than that, there are different activities we started when COVID happened, especially with NHS staff, key workers, and nursing homes.
It's not just the UK that we support. We actually support loads of countries throughout the globe. And one of our signature several activity has been done in India during COVID time. We felt that the need there was so much greater that the people were actually crying out for food. So with your kind donation, all I have to do is send out a WhatsApp message to reach out, and all of you have supported this worthy cause, not just in the UK, in India, and in Sri Lanka as well. With Sri Lanka, we've been able to provide them with fresh, clean drinking water, and that has been supported and still funded by the UK team. And we are on to our third well project, and the fourth one is in the pipeline as well. So thank you for your kind donations for fresh drinking water. In the curation team, we have 9 children that we sponsor on a monthly basis. These children are from a deprived area where they actually needed our funding and help to actually give them a good education and support financially for the single parents. We have supported the South African abandoned children and work in connection with ACT in South Africa. We've also supported Moldova with food aid program and the earthquake victims around the globe.
Well, that's my favorite, environmental activities. So as Vijay Bhai said, the earlier activities, there were very less volunteers. When basically it started, it was everywhere in London, but nothing was outside London. And when I became trustee, I asked Jay, shall we start something in Wokingham? And he said, yeah, go take appointment of councillor and start. I'm like, is it that quick? But somehow it just happened like that. I remember, Danny, can you please stand up? Thank you. Danny is the person to whom I asked Danny, can we have a meeting with Councillor Laura Blementhal? She's not here today. And he said yes. And literally, as Jay said, within 2 days, appointment is done, and we started our activity. As Mohanji always says, no postponement. Let's start getting work done. It just happened like that, within 2 days. And after that, I think it's non-stop. I think we did 4 or 5 all environmental activities with woodland officer, and always with collaboration with Wokingham Council. As you can see, there are different activities. The favorite one, fruit bearing trees, erection of old fences. That happened in Brook Farm, which was in Wellingborough, and again stock poaches, which was in Slough. And other than that, litter picking activities, coir matting and reed planting, which was another very important activity, and we all volunteers learned a lot in that activity. And you can see the pictures. It's not just volunteers from Reading here, but there are few volunteers, literally they drove 2 hours to reach here. So as Mohanji says, we may not have money in our pocket, but we have this important aspect, volunteers. You call them and they are there, always. Next one, please. Yeah, this is, as I have written over there, we are expanding in Wales area. So this is our Peter and Selma. They did awesome work in Wales, not just food banks, but donation to bird sanctuary. Even Peter went and helped so many horses and animals in one of the vegan farms. So yes, we are expanding. Next one, please.
And with our favorite Act One, we were able to drive up and down the country and really take the SEVA and the service activities to a brand new level. We work in partnership, as Vijay mentioned, with Scandavale, and with the food donated, we're able to serve so many more children, so many deprived families who really need food aid from us. And this is my favorite one. Moshima likes the environment, I like the fundraising. The fundraising just brings the whole team together, and especially at Christmas time when we wrap Christmas presents at the shopping malls for customers who in return will give a donation to our charity. And fundraising happens only once a year at the Christmas selection, but when we've been expanding the fundraising to the Navnat Center when they had the Independence Program, and also the Diwali program where we cook fresh food and popcorn for about 8 hours. And I didn't think that was possible to serve popcorn for 5 hours for 5,000 customers. That was fantastic. And the next fundraising was our dinner and dance last year, and hopefully we'll have one this year. So all the funds that you generously give us really, really make a difference to the causes that we really have passion about.
So this is, I think, the conclusion. Our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who all are present here from different organizations. This is the list, and maybe now we have more than that, definitely. Thank you so much, everyone.
All I want to say is any SEVA activities that you may have, doesn't matter how wacky it is, how weird it is, please speak to any of us. We will entertain that idea, and we want to expand. We want to help so many people around the UK. Just bring up your ideas. Let's work together. We are a small team, but we are very mighty. We are extremely mighty. So thank you for all your donations. We really appreciate that. Thank you.
There is one more organization which I haven't mentioned here, which was Freely Fruity. When we decided to have this fruit tree plantation at Wokingham, council said, don't worry, just come, we have fruit trees. Otherwise, I was asking Rashila, shall we go and buy from, where should we buy, and all those kind of questions. And then this woodland officer, he just called me and said, oh, just don't worry about any plants, just come, we'll see. I'm like, what does that mean, we'll see? And when we went there, there were almost 35 plants which was given by Freely Fruity, which is another amazing organization in Wokingham. So I'm just so sorry I haven't mentioned it here, but that was amazing collaboration again with that charity. So Wokingham Council all the time, and because of that, Freely Fruity. Thank you so much, everyone.
that was truly wonderful, wasn't it? Big hands to Rashila and Moshimi for taking us through that list of activities that happens in UK in all the parts, ably guided by and kicked by Jay. Okay, so Mohanji mentioned about, he mentioned a name, Arun, for Sri Lanka. In 10 months, I remember the day when Jay and Arun jumped off from the plane, aeroplane, because they wanted to they wanted to first of all get our attention and also to raise some funds to do something really grateful for their own motherland, which is Sri Lanka. And in 10 months, less than 10 months, magic has happened. And I would not steal the thunder by revealing anything, but I would like to request Arun, please come here and tell the world all that has happened in Sri Lanka in last 10 months.
Thank you, Subhashri. Thank you, Mohanji, for giving us the platform and the opportunity to serve and guide us. Thank you, all of you, ladies and gentlemen. In Sri Lanka, we are working for the past few years, but last year, with the economic crisis, the activities intensified. But before quickly starting with the presentation, one day I received a message from Mohanji. Arun, people in Sri Lanka is suffering, we can't sit and watch. That's what all it is. And that's manifest into something else. The next slide, please. So what we achieved so far in the first year, we established 6 community kitchens and served more than 61,000 meals, all plant-based meals, all over the country. And we partnered with 3 government hospitals and delivered 640 cataract surgeries under our Act for Vision initiative. And we have built 3 water wells altogether, 1 in last year, 2 were previously, 2018, 20, and the last one was last year, this year actually. And we have supported 75 school children. Out of that, 30 were very recently within this year, the 45 was previously. I'll go into details. And we have distributed more than 3 tons of dry rations. This is during the COVID period, not during last year. Dry ration to the needy people during the COVID pandemic. And we have distributed more than 300 saris, kindly given to us by Skandavel Ashram, all over Sri Lanka as well. And at the moment, we have consistent presence in more than 7 districts. In 7 districts, we are operating in Sri Lanka. Here are some pictures of action. You can see our hub signboard in the middle, and the top and the bottom, our community kitchens and homeless serving, where Jay is involved and one of other trustees involved. And while I was there, one of the medical team who delivers the Act for Vision with me, and also we are transporting saris, some pictures. Please move to the next slide, please. So this is our community kitchens. We have 3 community kitchens, generally 3. One in Bandarwala, one in Hatton. The other one is a town called Pudiyanagar in northern Sri Lanka. All 3 serving plant-based foods almost every day for needy people, from disabled, elderly, sick, and young, those who can't afford a decent meal. We offer a decent meal. You can see the sample meal we're offering on the top right-hand corner as well as part of our activity. And we, even though it's poor people and they are in the receiving end, we look at it as an opportunity for us to serve. You can see the standards we serve as well on the left-hand side, serve with dignity. So these 3 community kitchens over the past year, continuously operating and serving meals for the needy people. Next slide, please. Okay, the next one is the school meal program. It's again happening in 3 schools and 1 Sunday school. We are feeding 250 school children every school day. And also on the Sunday school, every Sunday we are serving around 100 children in the Sunday school. These are again located across the country, one school in Nuwara district, two schools in Jaffna district, and the Sunday school also in Nuwara district. And you can see the children eating the food and serving, and that's the way it happened. And the next slide, please. Here you can see what we give in the food is just not food, it's a nutritious, wholesome meal. You can see the nutritions because it's plant-based food. There's a myth about plant-based, it's not sufficient nutritious or that kind of thing. So we want to make sure all the children get sufficient protein in the form of dal, soya, chickpeas, and vegetables, nutrition-rich vegetables as well, and all the minerals and vitamins. And this is a typical plate of a school child, and also the schools we are supporting in the picture in the bottom. So we are providing a nutritious meal to 250 school children every day. Next slide, please. This is our food program, and then move on the Act for Vision initiative, which was launched last November on the Act Foundation Day on the November 9th at Navalapitiya District General Hospital in Kandy District. And so far, we have completed more than 640 surgeries within the 10 months. Here you can see pictures. One of the things about our Act for Vision is we don't just give lenses. We partner with hospitals and work on a patient-based system and provide everything needed for the surgery, from the lenses, cartridge, cassette, the knives, surgical knives, everything for that, and post-operative medicines, everything as a package we provide. And here you can see a letter of appreciation from one of the hospital, and the supplies being handed over to one of the consultant, Dr. Anjali Pereira, in one of the hospital. And the other pictures will tell rather than I speak about. So this initiative, next slide please. Yeah, going over the past 10 months, and here you can see one of our medical team in one of the hospital, consultant ophthalmologist and his team, and the patients in the middle in Navalapitiya Hospital and the other hospitals, all the patients, 640 people get back the beauty of vision and indirectly empowered, because many of them are breadwinners, most of the families, and because of their poor eyesight, they are out of work and the family is in poverty, and this transformation has an impact. They can get back to work and they can help themselves and their families. So it's make a tangible change in the community, and this is the Act for Vision initiative that's going on for the past 10 months and continues in this week as well. Thursday and Friday, we have scheduled 51 cataract surgeries. Next slide, please. We have built water wells. As I mentioned, 2 of them were built earlier, all 3 of them in the eastern Sri Lanka. First one was in 2018, which is the bottom picture. Second one was in 2020 in the middle picture, and the third one in 2023, very recently. This is again, people walked kilometers and kilometers to collect drinking water, and they need a solution, and we have provided these solutions. With all of these we did with a kind donation from our sponsors. All 3 in the Batticaloa district in eastern Sri Lanka. And the 4th well is in progress at the moment. We have completed the due diligence. It's most likely a bore well because of some geotechnical and hydrogeological limitations, but it will be a bore well. Due diligence is completed. Now we're working on the permitting process, so that will be soon. And in the same area, people asked for a female toilet, so we have now decided to provide a male and female toilet for 40 families. They haven't got a toilet in that area, so that project also in the pipeline, in progressing. Water well and sanitation. Yeah, next one, please. So they're supporting school children. This is again, these children are coming to school, but they don't have the essentials like their stationaries, instrument sets, and so on and so forth. So they are in a way underprivileged background, they put back. So we wanted, that shouldn't be a hurdle for them to excel in their studies, and this provide a level playing field for them. So we have provided 30 children this year, 45 children last year, school bags with all the essential supplies. Yeah, next one, please. Yeah, then to summarize our goal for next year, expand the school meal program. At the moment, we are doing 3 schools. So the same level, same standard, including more schools and aiming for 1,800 meals. And also partner with more hospitals. At the moment, 3 hospitals in Navalapitiya, Kilinochchi, and Dikoya. So partnering with more hospitals and support at least 1,008 cataract surgeries. and complete the well number 4 and the toilet block, which are in the progress at the moment. And also, Mohanji alluded to that, building our own place, children's center and elders home, and continue to support the needy to a stable presence, establishing that. That is also our objective. Thank you. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of our sponsors, more notably ACT UK, Mohanji International Foundation, and of course Mohanji. Without his inspiration and guidance, nothing happened here. ACT UK is part and parcel of everything, even though ACT Sri Lanka is a registered charity in Sri Lanka, but ACT UK is part and parcel of it, and I'm a member of Volunteer of ACT Foundation UK as well. So inevitably, thanks goes to all our sponsors, donors, notably these two organizations. Thank you. Now I would like to have a video playing of the summary of the Sri Lanka, please. Thank you.
Sri Lanka, a precious jewel in the Indian Ocean where untold stories and wonders await. But behind the breathtaking scenery lies a harsh reality. Poverty in Sri Lanka has sustainably increased in recent years. In 2022, the situation worsened as 33% of the population couldn't afford meals and 27% had to go hungry just to feed their children. Touched by their struggles, a group of caring people took action. They formed the Act for Sri Lanka team, a part of an initiative started in 2021 by the ACT Foundation. To raise awareness and garner support, 2 courageous volunteers took to the skies, jumping from an aeroplane as a symbol of solidarity. People from around the world joined the cause, and thanks to their overwhelming response, ACT for Sri Lanka initiated several projects to assist those in need. They established community kitchens to provide food for school children and restored the gift of sight to those who had waited years, along with bringing water to those deserving communities.
என் பேர் வந்து ஜீவரட்னம். நான் கிளிநொச்சியில் இருக்கிறேன். நான் இப்போ ஒரு 9 வருஷமாக ஒரு கண் தெரியாமல் இருந்தேன். நான் வந்தேன். அந்த கண் தெரியாமல் நான் ஒரு 5-7 வருஷமாக வேலையே செய்யலாமல் இருந்தேன். இப்போ இனி இந்த கண் பிரச்சனை பண்ணபடி அந்த வேலைகளை எனக்கு செய்யக்கூடியதாக இருக்கும். இதே மாதிரி என்ன மாதிரி இப்போ கண பேர் இருக்கிறாங்க, எப்படி கண் தெரியாமல் இப்படி ஒரு கண் இல்லை பார்வை இல்லாமல் தான், அவங்களுக்கும் இதே மாதிரி உதவி செய்ய முடியும்னு சொன்னால் பெரிய சந்தோஷமாக இருக்கும் அவங்களுக்கும்.
Act for Sri Lanka didn't stop there. They raised funds to support 30 students, providing them with free educational supplies and the opportunity for a better future. They also distributed 300 saris, preserving the traditions and dignity of those in need. ACT volunteers selflessly dedicated their time, bringing positive change and joy to many communities. The impact has been amazing. School attendance has improved, allowing children to focus on their studies. Elderly and disabled individuals receive at least 1 warm meal a day, bringing them comfort and relief. And those who longed for clear vision can now see the beauty of the world again. It takes just a little bit of love and 1 positive act a day. Together, we can ensure that Sri Lanka's timeless beauty shines brighter for all. Join Act for Sri Lanka and be part of making a difference.
Thank you for all your kind, generous support in terms of donations, because everything coming from that. Thank you.
Thank you, Arun. I think that was truly, truly heart-melting. especially last year, probably this time, when you were starting the aeroplane drop. And from there, the first month started from 100 people a day, feeding 100 people a day, going for a month, 3,000 people for that month. I remember Arun saying that we have got 3,000 USD and that's all we can cope. And then that 25 people cataract, that was the target that time. So from 3,000 people to 61,000 people, from 25 people to 640. That jump in this small time frame. And you know what? How many people were involved? Inspired, motivated by Jay here, Arun, one person sitting in UK, and he had only one volunteer when it all started in Sri Lanka. So that's truly, truly incredible what you have done, Arun and Jay, of course. Whatever sponsorship or donors come, but it is your hard work and, as Mohanji always says, your conviction and your consistency in not giving up. Regardless of whatever hurdles came, you made it happen. You have shown to the world. Well done, Arun, and well done, Jay. Continuing with that, one more truly heart-melting story. March last year, when Mohanji came to UK after the COVID break, and that is when the unfortunate Ukraine war was just picking up. I remember Mohanji mentioning to Vijay Bhai and Jay, and we were sitting, he said that something should be done. We had no idea when the war is going on what can be done. And as always, Mohanji is one sentence, and Vijay Bhai and Jay are always there to take on. Within a week, I think they took our magical van and drove up to wherever they went. Let's hear the story of Act for Ukraine. Jay, I would like to invite you. Tell the magical story that you have stolen everybody's heart. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Subhashri. While they're loading the PPT for my presentation, first of all, Pranam, Mohanji, you have created a wonderful platform for us to serve. Everybody can do service, but we need a platform. The platform itself speaks. As you said, when you say that you are representing ACT Foundation, we mean it. And that has the authority to say that we are doing the work. So thank you. Thank you again for creating that amazing platform for us. Before I start, I just wanted to touch base on what Arun said about Sri Lanka. When we were talking in that part of the world, just giving free food to people, they always kind of undermined. Anything is fine, because they're beggars, in that kind of mentality, But we didn't accept that. We said that if a food, you're giving it, if I come there, I should be able to eat the same food. If not, we are not giving it. So when I went to Sri Lanka in November last year, I sat with them, I ate the same food. Man, that was delicious. I'm sorry, my wife is a good cook, but that food also good, Okay. So I'm not going to take too much of your time. After my talk is going to be a break, so you can look forward to it. Probably about 10 minutes you can spare with me. Oh, 15, 15. Okay, go for it. 15 minutes. I just try to give you some more information about ACT Ukraine, what we did there, and the amount of work, the volunteers, of course, there's lots of smiley faces here. They helped us a lot. So let's go through it quickly, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, the first slide, Act for Ukraine initiative. Can I have the next slide, please? So on the 24th of February 2022, the conflict started. We don't want to get into all those details. So the conflict started. We straight away had a meeting with Mohanji and our global president, Devi Mohan, emergency meeting, and then as Subhashri said, that something needs to happen. So yeah, our point is not to take any sides, as to serve the people who need the help. So that's what we said, okay, let's go to do something. And just to narrate a small story, we bought the van, and I said to my wife, it would be nice that we can drive to Ukraine or go with another charity. And she looked at me like this and said, are you crazy? Are you going to drive all the way from here to Ukraine? No way you are doing that. I mean, I can understand her feeling. But then to calm her down, I said, look, Mohanji is coming. Let's ask Mohanji. If Mohanji says yes, I'll go. If Mohanji says no, then I won't go. There's no answers for that. She said, okay. So, obviously Mohanji came, and then we said, Mohanji, we have, this is our plan. We wanted to go with this wonderful, another charity called Teach, partnered with them, and then we wanted to go to Moldova, access the place, and see how we can help. Straight away, he said, go. So we went. Next slide, please. So we collaborated with Teach and did a joint convoy to food items. We took that to Moldova. That was our first idea, to go and set up something in Moldova. But when we went there, we looked at the situation, cut the long story short, Moldova is a tiny country. Not many people were coming through to Moldova. They all kind of going towards the European Union, Romania or Poland that way. So we thought that our effort can be well delivered in Romania. So from there, we came to Romania. That journey, as Subhashri was saying earlier, it took us 3 days. In that little van, we drove with Teach, me and Vijay Bhai, didn't have enough sleep, and putting up with Vijay Bhai for 3 days. Okay, I'll leave it with you guys. Honestly, he's a lovely guy. It's good to, if you get an opportunity to drive with him, please do so. Next slide, please. So we left UK on the 24th of March. We drove 3 days with little breaks and lots of story to share. I don't want to, bore you guys with that kind of stuff. We broke down several times, and all kind of, stuff that you expect to happen, it happened. But we managed to get there in 3 days. Next slide, please. So we came to Romania. We looked at the situation. We went to the Ukraine border. And then what we have noticed, people were coming from Ukraine into Romania. There were lots of charities set up their camps and helping people up. And not many people, or hardly anyone, was going through the border into Ukraine. So at that time we had a gentleman from Serbia. He was with us, and he said, look, there's one person that I know was calling us, and they need help. We need to take stuff inside Ukraine. Man, like going to the border of war zone is one thing, and then crossing the border into the war zone is another one. So we were like umming and eyeing, what shall we do? So obviously with Mohanji's blessings, we said, okay, let's do it. And I still remember those days. None of us, me or Vijay Bhai, called our wife. We didn't call them. We sneakily went in. Only person that know was Mohanji, that we are crossing the border. And I tell you what, that's I don't know how many of you gone through that. I mean, if you have seen any movies, that war zones, pretty much that's what we experienced. It's not actually firing, but looking at the armies and the guns and everything else, it will make you feel, scared. So we managed to cross the border. Hardly anybody on the other end. We called them, asked them to come and receive us. So we drove. There was no man land. There was hardly any vehicles, wasn't it, Vijay Bhai? So we got there. We got to the school, and we were the first NGO to reach to them. Next slide, please. That's the morning. So we got there. They were so happy They were so happy to see us. So from there, what we have promised, as Mohanji said, that when you promise, you deliver. When they asked for aid from us, we said we will come back. On that same day, we given, our small van full of food, medical equipments and things like that, whatever we can take, or even, toy for little children, all that we took. They were so happy. This little boy there, he wasn't smiling because he didn't have any toy to play with him. He was so grumpy. We were trying to make him smile. He wasn't smiling. So we asked the father, what's the problem? He said that because he lost all his toys, that's why he couldn't smile. So we gave him toy and make him smile. So these are the things that, we did first time. So it didn't stop. We then continued with our work. So we made several trips. How did we do it? So next thing that we did, we set up a hub in Romania, just near the border. Next slide, please. This is the one that we did. Devi ji obviously came to inaugurate that hub. This hub is a one big building. Downstairs is the warehouse, and then on the top there's 2 flats where volunteers can stay. So we hired that hub, and then from there we were sending trucks from UK to take the food all the way to Romania. The trucks won't go over the borders. Then we hire a small van and take them across. And by the time, we bought our own van there as well. So we had our own vehicle. We were taking that across and distributing these products there, food items and all that. And next item, please. So not only food. See, when you go there, this school, imagine in any school, all of a sudden the refugees come and, displaced people come and stay there. What kind of facilities they have? No toilet, no shower, nothing. So what we have done, straight away, we converted one classroom, big classroom, into brand new showers. Within less than 3 weeks, that's got done. Brand new showers. And then washing machine. They didn't have anything to, wash their clothes. These are the requirements they're giving us. We given them washing machine and oven to cook. They didn't have anything to cook, so we gave them oven to cook. So much of that, I can get going with the list that we have provided. But I'm sure that you guys wanted to have a cup of tea, so let's get going. So what we have seen, mostly women and children are affected. As you know, most of the guys, they're gone for war. So these ladies, obviously not knowing whether their, son, father, husband going to come back, they are in such a situation, they don't want to even smile at us. It's that bad, Can you imagine their mental level of state that they're in? So what can we do? We need to do something for that as well. So what did we do for that? Next slide, please. Well-being activities, yoga classes, conscious dancing. I mean, some of you have taken part in this conscious dancing. I'm sure if I give an opportunity for Subhashri Madam to do here, anytime she will come on the stage and do that conscious dancing. Meditation, children activities. When the youth went there, absolutely amazing. They rocked it. They were interacting with the children, doing all sorts of stuff, and exercise. And it's non-stop. The list continues like this for their well-being, sports and games. Football, I remember buying them football for them to play football there. I know Ukraine and England only drew their game, but there we go. That's where the Ukraine guys are so good. And then the journey continues, still continues. Just yesterday, Friday, we sent another truck. That's our 6th truck. Went to Romania. It's there, the food items are there. And we're going to distribute that, take it over to Ukraine next week. That will get distributed. So far, we have sent 6 articulated lorries, more than 90 tons of humanitarian food items, medical items, wheelchair, you name it. It's all that gone. Big thank you for our sponsors. My heartfelt gratitude to Skandavel. Judith is there. Yes, Chris. Yes, I will do that in a minute. I have a quick video to show. I will ask them to come forward. Can we show the video, please? There's one video, or actually, what you can do, play the second video, please, considering the time. And then after that video.
This is I think the 4th or the 5th time that we're visiting this house. This is with Basha that was in a wheelchair since he was 30.
We have so many stories to tell, but this is one that stand out for us. Light, please. Can you switch
This
off?
is I think the 4th or the 5th time that we're visiting this house. This is with Basha that was in a wheelchair since he was 13, way too small. He's 39 now.
He can't sit. Yeah. He can only lay and.
Kathy, how are you feeling with this wheelchair coming down? Great. So from this wheelchair, where he's been for a good 25 years, we're back here to actually see how we got on, and we are welcomed so nicely. First of all, with seeing Basha in his new wheelchair, but also the mother looks more happy and relieved. She was showing us how much easier it is to move him around. He actually spoke to us himself. Has it really made a big difference in his comfort?
Yeah.
No.
He said yes.
Yes. It is definitely a good reason to celebrate. To see the wheelchair, the neurological wheelchair, in such improvement of experience and circumstance.
Very thankful for this machine and very thankful.
Honestly, that is still heart-touching moments. So let's. I know most of the guys who went to Ukraine are here. Can you please come forward to the stage? While that's happening, the youth also went there. There's another nice video, the video one. If you can play that, that would be good. But come, please, guys, come. The youth, please come forward.
In March 2022, our fully packed compassion van, our fully packed great team of volunteers, headed towards Ukraine.
There. She has been. You want to say something?
In July 22, we sent off another third truck. We sent off together third young team together enthusiastic youth volunteers.
smiling.
Hi everybody.
Today we're in grateful, but I think there's two things that I feel. One is to be so privileged of going directly and help people, like you've seen Vasha, you've seen the little children, to really deliver ourselves directly into the hands and into the arms of these people, but also that it's me as an individual doing something, but actually, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then all the people that donated. This is hundreds of people, and I just feel so empowered when we do things together, and it just makes us fly, and it makes me very happy and humble, actually.
Thank you. You are the warriors. Thank you so much for all your hard work, and more to do. This world needs us, so I'm sure we can do more. Morocco. Here we go. Morocco comes. All right. Okay, thank you. I think that's, we're going to conclude that for the first half. After this, Subhashri, are you going to say a few words, and then we will wrap up and do a nice break? Thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you. I told you it'll be more heart-melting, wasn't it? So let's hear some cheers. Was it heart-melting? And this is not just the people over here, the sponsors, the donors, the people who went, but also what it did in UK is to raise that collaboration with many other organizations. People came forward, dignitaries came forward. Some of you are here today, and that really marked the togetherness, the oneness that made Act Ukraine project really something to be proud of for the days and years to come forward. So thank you, Mohanji, first of all, and Vijay Bhai, Jay, and all of you who went there. Sitting here, we really feel proud to be part of that. And thank you for, I think I would like to name here, Sukant is here? Sukant, please can you stand? Representing Sri Jagannath Society UK, who supported us, and Sri Ram Mandir Trust, who supported us, Mr. Virendra Sharma, MP, who came even to cheer us in one of the trucks that we went. But quickly, I would like to share this in a few seconds. After Jay and Vijay Bhai came back from the first trip from Ukraine, Jay he was very motivated to take a truck, and he said, we would somehow take a truck of food and 30 tons. My jaw dropped. Calculated 1 ton, 1 pound, 30 tons, 30,000 pounds. Really? Is that possible? And he said within a month. This is Mohanji speaking. This is not Jay speaking. And doubts can come. We know what was our situation. We know how either it is possible or not. From that first truck to now 6 trucks. From that first 13 tons to 90 tons. And this is no joke. Truly no joke. How organizations come from US. I mean, Skanda will of course measure. But everybody in every way, Act Ukraine has been a milestone for us. So thank you, Jay, for that, and thank you, everyone, once again. I know it's been a long time, but it doesn't seem long time. But we got to take a break now for some tea and any comfort break. But come back soon, within 10 minutes, because what we have after that is something to fill you all with joy. We have Renu. Can I see Renu somewhere here? There you go. Please come forward just quickly so that people see and recognize you. Renu is an amazing artist. She fills our hearts with her beautiful voice and music and songs, and you'll not be able to sit quietly like this, I can guarantee you that. So after we come back from break, Renu is going to make us more joyful with her beautiful songs. Welcome, Renuji. And so now we can disperse for tea, coffee, something. Okay, and see you all in 10 minutes. Thank you, everyone. By the way, the coffee is just outside. Tea, coffee is just outside. Don't change your mind, Praveen bhai. Don't change your mind.
La, la. You have to put the volume up. You have to put the volume up of the microphone. La, 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 la. But Jai Mohanji, may I invite everyone to come back into the main hall as the second half of today's program is about to commence. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, may I have your attention please? Good afternoon. Hello everyone.
Jai Mohanji.
May I-
Jai Mohanji, may I ask everyone to please come back to the dining hall, the main room, right away. Please take seats. Thank you so much. Hello, thank you so much. I'm going to invite our MC, our wonderful MC, to please come up on stage. Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. Good to see you all sitting so nicely. I hope your stomach is filled as much as your hearts were filled from the previous presentations and videos. Are you all happy with the snacks? I didn't hear it. And
Did you leave any snacks for me?
I actually went out, sneaked out, thinking that I can get one of this. Nothing was there. Well, some grapes were there. Okay, thank you. That says it all. Well, I hope you are all enjoying your teas, coffees, and everything. But now even more, something more to enjoy. Like as I said, our hearts will be filled. I'm very, very honored and very happy to have Renu here, Renuji. Renuji is someone that I met personally I think 2016 when Mohanji was here for a brief event. And he was first of all going to, this was in May 2016, when he was going to Skandavel for the inauguration of Garuda Murti. And Renuji came, we had a satsang in the Reynolds Lane Hall, and she sang with her, it was very casual way, but she sang with her guitar. And I was so impressed, I just, couldn't stop humming to the bhajans that she did. Then it was, then we met a lot, and it was a grand gala when we had fundraising during a Christmas party we had one night, and she was really rocking in that, and we had absolutely fun. And what I then come to know that Renu, is a very dear friend of, many from our team, Jay, Vijay Bhai, a lot of people, because Rajshri, Ranjana, she's been connected to them for decades now. But what I discovered that Renu is not just a very good friend of our family and adores Mohanji a lot and sings beautiful songs, but she's been actually very, very renowned and very popular musician herself. She has done over 1,000 of concerts and sung in, been to 25 countries, over 25 countries, and singing for 3 decades. So that's really amazing, but we don't see because she's so humble. And to tell you the truth, we just, Jay, Vijay Bhai and I were speaking just 2 days back about going through the program today. And I said, Jay, we just have lots of presentations. People will be snoring in the back end, We must something, some entertainment. Well, who do we reach out to? Vijay Bhai's always first choice is Renu. Okay, if you didn't know that, by the way. And Jay said, Subhashri, this is a good suggestion, but this should not come at this stage, 2 days before the program. How am I going to get hold of Renu now? Then they say, okay, let me ask. And next 5 minutes later, I see a message. By the way, Renu is available. She is very, very happy to come and sing. So that says a lot about Renu's love for Mohanji, to Vijay Bhai, to Jay. And once again, we are so happy, Renu, to see you and to hear you after a few years. And I'm sure you will just set the hall on fire now. So over to you.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. So I want a really loud and cheery afternoon back to me, okay? Especially those of you at the back with your heads bowed, not in prayer, but looking at your mobile phones. So everybody, please look up at me. Finish quickly texting. I'm not going to move forward until I see everybody looking at me. And please repeat after me. Jai Mohanji. Happy birthday, ACT Foundation. Wonderful. Well, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Right. So, as you know, my name is Renu. I've been a long-time supporter, been extraordinarily inspired by Mohanji and by all the great works that have been done under his name and under the patronage of the ACT Foundation. I'm here just to sing a couple of songs for you this afternoon. In true ACT resourcefulness style, we don't have a microphone stand, but we've made shift one. Unless I have Jay stand up and hold the microphone for me. But otherwise, we'll try. Maybe I might have to do that. But I do have one track which I'd like to sing for you. Fortunately, Plan B. Again, another inspiration from ACT, always be ready. So this is a song that I wrote actually when I was in the jungles of Zambia at a medical camp there. And very much inspired by the great work of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba, Mohanji, Mother Teresa, very much inspired by all of these beautiful beings. So this is called Care and Share, and this is all about what the ACT Foundation does. Would you be kind enough, please, to switch on, just to press play? And maybe increase the volume for me. Some hand clapping, please. Because you want to, okay? Have a heart to care and a smile to share. That's what we're talking about. Give a helping hand to you in any land. That's what we're talking about. Care and share around the world. Care and share, let's fill the world with the biggest heart. Care and share, let's fill the world with the biggest heart, the widest smile, and the hope for all mankind to care and share. Let's care and share. See the dying man hold his dying hand. Give your love to him. Let your heart pour out kind and loving care. Share your smile with him. Care and share around the world. Care and share, let's fill the world. Care and share around the world. Care and share, let's fill the world with the biggest heart, the widest smile, and the hope for all mankind to care and share. Let's care and share. A bit louder, come on. From the time that the world began, there's never been the need to have a hungry man. It just takes a little heart with love to give, a little food, a little us to live. Yeah! And some smiles as well. Thank you. When our hearts reach out in love and service to our fellow man, come join the human race with a smiling face. Share your gifts with all. Care and share around the world. Care and share, let's fill the world. Care and share around the world. Care and share, let's fill the world with the biggest heart, the widest smile, and the hope to all mankind to care and share. Let's care and share. To care and share. Let's care and share. Let's care and share. Well done, all of you. I think that the tea and whatever you've eaten and not left any for me has paid off, because there's a little bit more energy in the room, which I'm really, really happy about. So I'm going to attempt something now, which is I would love to play the guitar for you and sing this wonderful song, which again is very much part of the impetus behind Mohanji, behind the ACT Foundation. And that is, if we put a little bit of a ceiling on our desires, we can do a bit more with our resources. Instead of those extra 3 hours watching TV, we could use that time for something more effective, helpful for our society. If we bought a little less, we could use the money that we save for something better for our society. But I would like to play the guitar, so I don't know if I can use this, but you might not be able to see me much. Would you? Thank you. Nothing like a beautiful female volunteer. Thank you. Big round of applause. And thank you so much for all the wonderful savor that you've done. Now, did you pay attention to the lyrics of the last song? Yes? Very much. Can I start this? I hope it's on. Is there a light that's coming on here?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Light on there? You'll hear me. Could you push that in? Not so nice, is it? Might be. Might be because of the mic. Yes. Would you come on this side, please? We are adjustable people. This is what ACT Foundation trains you to be. When you're in the middle of jungles, when you're in a war zone, when you don't have a toilet, you don't have a shower, you don't even have a means of transport, you find a way, and instead of waiting for life to adjust to you, you simply adjust. Isn't that so, Mohanji? So should we give Mohanji a big round of applause for teaching us this amazing life lesson? That's it, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. If you get tired, I understand. But then I won't hire you again. So this is called Sealing on Desires. And again, lots of clapping required, okay? It's not sounding very good. No. I tell you what, no, it's not too far. I'm going to switch it off. No, it's okay, that's fine. I'm just going to get the voice. Thank you very much. So here we go. Are we ready to clap? 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo! Save your food for those who need. Everything is divine. divine. For Swami advises, sealing on desires daily. Remember, everything is divine. Okay, a very important part that you have to play. I'm going to say daily, and I'd like you to repeat. Daily. Can I hear you? Loudly. Daily. Remember. And together, everything is divine. Should we try that once more? 1, 2, 3, 4. Daily. Remember. Everything is divine. Oh, daily. Remember. Wow. Everything is divine. Mohanji, I'm also expecting you to follow along. Save your food for those who need. Everything is divine. Save your money for a selfless deed. Everything is divine. For Swami advises, sealing on desires daily. Remember, every amazing daily. Remember, everything is divine. So now you've done all the spiritual, humanitarian stuff. This is your chance to behave like a football crowd and shout it out, okay? Food is God and money is God. Everything is divine. Energy is God and time is God. Everything is divine. For Mohanji advises, sealing on desires daily. Remember, yeah, daily. Remember, everything is divine. Make your energy pure for man. Everything is divine. Fill your time with love for them. Everything is divine. For Mohanji advises, sealing on desires daily. Remember, everything is divine. Daily. Remember, everything is divine. You're doing brilliantly. Well done. This last verse, listen carefully. Desires take your life as a fear. Everything is divine, but sacrifice will set you free. Everything is divine, but Mohanji advises, seeking on desires daily. Remember, everything is divine, yet daily. Remember, everything is divine. Last chance. Daily. Remember, everything is divine. Oh, daily. Remember, everything is divine. Oh, yeah. Everything is divine. Everybody, everything is divine. Everything is divine. Woo!
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Look at that, we've got extra props. So I know the program is running over, so this is my slot for now, but I shall be back at the end when there might be a bit of food for me. So Mohanji, I am so grateful. I am so overjoyed to be here in your wonderful, radiant presence. I actually was booked for another event today, and very last minute, they had to cancel. And it was for another guru, whom I sang for yesterday. So I was going to have two gigs, 2 events singing for him yesterday and tomorrow. But he's got some other things. So I thought, that's fine, I've got Sunday off, that's great, you know. I can waste my time. But then I get a phone call from Jay, very hesitant. You know, any, and I said, well, actually, just as it happens, I've just cancelled an event. So yes, Mohanji, yeah! So can we have a round of applause? Thank you so much, Mohanji. I feel truly, truly blessed and humbled to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Renu. Wasn't it? I saw a few people were dancing in the back side of the room. Can I stand here? Okay. So, and nice singing, by the way. Well done, everyone, including Mohanji. I don't know if you followed Renu's instruction. Okay, I think good food, good music. You are all set back to listen to some more? Yeah? Okay. We are running out of time, so we'll do it very soon. Otherwise, Jay will not be happy. So the next session is we want to hear about Turkey. Okay. So this one we'll do slightly differently, not presentation. So I welcome Shene, who is going to do an interview to Kathy and Selma. May I invite all 3 of you, please? Well done. Okay. We don't have Shene available? I can fill her up then. Please come on. We are good at making drama, doing drama. Ah, there she is. Come on, run, Shene. So following Ukraine, when all these wonderful people were there, Selma and Kathy have been going to Ukraine many, many times. And then comes the earthquake in Turkey. And they immediately responded to it. And their journey and, the stories from there, I have heard many times anyway. But something that listening from them directly would be truly, truly heart-melting. So, Shene, please welcome. Come. Just whisper. Okay, Shene has asked for excuse. Should I stand this side? I'm sorry about this technical hitches. Okay, should I sit? In the center? One more? You will turn this. Okay. It's not liking. It's okay now? It's okay now. Okay. So, okay, we'll start because we are getting late. Welcome, Kathy and Selma. It's really heartening to have you here, and everybody is waiting to listen to you on what made you, first of all, to jump into Turkey when you know that the whole area is unstable with earthquake and people still being, under the rubbles, and nothing was stable there. So what made you to be brave and jump into there after Ukraine? Kathy?
I can't really remember. I don't know why we did it. I think we just did.
We just did it, yeah. I think I was actually up in Scotland, so I was off the news, and it was actually Jay who rang me, and he said, Selma, you like adventures, right? I was like, yes. would you like to go to Turkey? And then I heard about the earthquake, and by then Kathy was already searching flights and everything. And I think pretty much the next day we were on the airport and on the plane. We had nothing planned, and we had actually no funds, but we went.
So much has happened since then that I really can't remember the exact details why, but we just knew we had to go.
And what did you do there when you went?
We spent a couple of days trying to understand exactly what was needed. We travelled around, we spoke to other organisations, and I have to say we were pretty impressed with how many different countries had responded to the cry for help. And we kind of almost felt like we became part of this like organic blob. I can't think of a better word, but we weren't acting on our own. We kind of joined forces with something that was unidentifiable, and you kind of got carried away with this momentum of doing almost spontaneously. You know, we went into the mountains and we saw that lots of people had plenty of water, but what we recognized pretty quickly was that they didn't have any means to heat the water for cooking or cleaning. So we went about trying to source stoves that would help them to heat a tent, to cook some food, to clean the baby, clean their own hands, and we worked pretty swiftly. We're able to find a local guy in a market who was selling them for about €10, up to about 20 for a bigger stove. So we were loading up the van with stoves and practical things like that.
Wonderful. Going with the flow.
Go with the flow. Yeah, we went with the flow completely, yeah.
What did you actually see, Selma, when you arrived there? What was the scene like? What touched your heart?
Well, I think what was interesting that the first day Kathy and myself went to actually see all the damaged area in one of the two cities, and that it didn't actually register, didn't it? We were just driving through a movie scene, and we were shocked that it didn't register, because you're so used to see it in the movies. And for me, when it really hit me was that one of the guys said to me, can you see the ambulance with the green stripe? I didn't even know they had different stripes. So can you see the one with the green stripe? They carry the dead bodies. And then you go green stripe, green stripe, green stripe, green stripe, green stripe, green stripe. And that is when it really hit me. And I think the other thing that hit me was when we were actually delivering, you know, we would arrive with the van where we would kind of just go to places, particularly where other organizations hadn't been, so actually in the remote countryside. And in some places where we were actually the first organization to come and help. You know, it was quite and that was after 5 days by then. That was shocking that no one else had been there. But then they would, you know, we would say, look, here's a food box, what else do you need? And we would literally get what they needed, whether it was a blanket or clothes or hygiene products. Feminine products were always needed. But then I would ask, see your house collapsed, and I would walk and they would say, this is your house, right? And where do you sleep now? And they would point to the tent and they would say, come and see the house. So you go like this, and they go like this, look, and you look at rubble, there's my mother, still there. I mean, what can you say? You stand just shoulder by shoulder and you're quiet for a minute, because 1 week later, 2 weeks later, the mother, the father, the grandmother was still under the rubble. That was for me those moments were heartbreaking actually.
I think that is heartbreaking, and for someone to go through this physically in your naked eye, I think it's not easy. What did you actually do there when you saw people? You said you gave them food and all the products, medical aid. Where did you source it from?
Excuse me. We sourced it at the local supermarkets and markets, and generally just asked around where we could source things from.
So, if I understand correctly, you didn't have the resources with you.
No,
you had to find based on what was the need and somehow get it. Was it difficult to source?
First, what I would like to say about when you have in your mind that they need something, it was in an actual crisis situation, what I never realized is that the need changes every day. So one day you are chasing blankets, and that's difficult because luckily most of the blankets already had been transported to these areas. So you're really chasing things, and we were lucky quite a few times, weren't we, Kathy? Kind of just having this magical person ending up in front of us that then helped us out. Not quite magical, I would call it Mohanji. Magical. So then one day you're busy with blankets, and then the next morning you find a supply of blankets, but then, oh no, blankets are done, now we need stoves, and then you go and chase stoves, and then no, now we actually need this. It was very different from Ukraine, that in an actual crisis situation, how quick it changed. So you had to be constantly shifting what you were aiming for, what you were aiming to get. And we ended up in a huge warehouse, actually, would you say as big as this room, Kathy? Maybe even a bit bigger.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Bigger.
And absolutely full with different things. And they said, we are desperate. Look, we have all these Turkish companies that come and deliver things here, whether it was clothing, mats, all things. But we don't have the people to drive out into the countryside to deliver. So we actually, started collaborating with them. And I was amazed that every day we were there, 80% of the warehouse looked different. So that means, can you imagine a whole room like this is full with stuff, and within 24 hours moved out by people like ourselves. It was just coming and going of trucks. But one thing they didn't have was food. So in the end, what we did is we went there, that's where we got the blankets, the clothes and the things, and all our money went into food. So every morning we were, food shopping. And then together we could deliver exactly what they needed. But it was one big cloud of helping people, wasn't it?
I think one word I understand from here is flexibility. And no sleep. And no tamas. you can't have. At this point of time, rather than me asking a question, anyone else would have a... so what Mohanji just said, that there were not just one earthquake, there are two earthquakes, one after the other that happened. And I think one happened while you were there, right? Would you like to just talk about it?
I'd gone then. I'd left by then.
But Selma, I remember you mentioning the story where, the day how you and the entire team were actually rescued, or you were prevented from getting into that earthquake. Would you like to say that story briefly?
We'd been working in was two areas, and one area would be all the way up there, and one area would be 2 hours up there. And we had mainly focused in the area up there. And one day we were driving back, and by then it was 1 a.m, 2 hours drive, and I was just like, tomorrow we have to go there. It was just so strong. I said, tomorrow we go there. I didn't have connections there. I didn't really know how to go there. So the next morning we went food shopping, we filled up the van, and we went there. So people said where we're going, and I was like, I'll find out while we drive. While we were driving, I was on the phone all the time, wasn't I, Kathy? I was like this all the time. It was like a driving office. And then the city was 2 hours away, and while we were driving, I just didn't get any connection where we could go, where they would say like, yeah, come to this area, come to that area. And then maybe 50 minutes before we arrived in this city, I got one connection, and they said, yes, you can come here, because one thing we do is we deliver in the hand. We don't just go and dump it somewhere. We give it to the people ourselves. But if it's okay, it's an hour beyond this city. I said, okay, an hour is fine. I talked to the team. I put it in their sat nav. It was 1 hour and 50 minutes. So they were, okay, if that's where it's needed, we go. So by then it was 4 hours travel. So we arrived there, and then the guy said, well, the actual place is another 50 minutes further away. So by that time, 5 hours from where we were staying. And that obviously means 5 hours back. So had I said to the team in the morning, like, we're going to deliver these food boxes 5 hours away. I'm pretty sure they would have said, no way. But all the time I was like, we got to go, we got to go, we got to go. And there was one point that one of the team members was very tired driving, so I said, okay, ring the company and put me on the driving license. And there was resistance developing, and I was getting a bit like, oh my God, maybe it's just me that wants to do this. And I prayed to Mohanji. I said, I need one message right now that to tell me this is the right thing, because my instinct was so strong. And within a minute, I got a message from this guy. Said, "You are actually coming, right? Because now you promised. We cannot disappoint these people." So I could quickly show this to the others and say, like, look, I asked for a message. Here it is. And that's how we went. So we ended up high in the mountains in the snow, pretty much fighting light as well. And when we came back, we realized in both the two areas there was another earthquake, and we didn't feel anything, because hour by hour we were led away from where the earthquake was, and we were actually fully safe. And this is, I think, why the instinct was, we gotta go, and we were all safe. So that was very special, and it led me very much in deeper belief and guidance by you, Mohanji. So thank you. That was my life lesson.
I think I can certainly say that, as always, even all your previous thing, that's how Mohanji works from the background, silently. Okay, is the last question from audience. Anyone would like to ask them any question? Is there any video of Turkey? Any real burning question from the audience for these two lovely ladies, brave ladies, not just lovely. Okay. Morocco. So the next destination, Morocco. both of them, brave ladies. So really well done to both of you. Thank you. Gratitude from ACT UK. And you have been really, taking Mohanji's guidance and inspiration, and also messages at the right time. So well done to both of you. We look forward to stories from Morocco. Thank you once again. Thank you, Kathy. So are we watching the Turkey video?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
beautiful lady. She was saved from the rubble. 8 hours, she said. She was so cold. She's giving me a hug. She said she wants to come home with me. But she was cold and wet and 8 hours and just didn't know who was alive and not. And she's now living in a tent. And she was crying a lot. Very pretty location, but we are a little bit challenged by time and road conditions. I'm sure Ammu, wherever she is, must be very happy to see this, how angels are there everywhere. And this is the big Mohanji family, global family behind, which really empowering the people who are on the field. Salma, Kathy, and the entire team. We also saw the people from different parts of, Mohanji family from other countries were there. It's incredible. It brings tears to my eyes, and I'm sure everybody else feels the same. But once again, thank you. I think we have to thank Ammu. We are thanking Mohanji, but we have to thank Ammu for doing this. She's the angel behind all this. So thank you, and thank you. Moving to a slightly different area now. As Mohanji says, collaboration, the people of same mind, same thoughts. Many organizations who have come together, drops by drop, we have made an ocean. Skandavel, many organizations, Teach, Hope and Aid. These are the organizations that we have been working. Recently, we are now collaborating another organization, London Hindu Aikyavadi team, who are also been involved in a lot of selfless charitable work in UK, but also with a main ambition of constructing Lord Guruvayurappan Temple in London. Mohanji always supports, such kind of activities. As you already know, Mohanji supports construction of Sri Jagannath Temple in London and is the advisor, spiritual advisor for Sri Jagannath Society UK. Mohanji is also the spiritual advisor to London Hindu Aikyavadi team for constructing Sri Guruvayurappan Temple in London. Today, we are very, very lucky and blessed to have the entire team, trustees and core members of London Hindu Aikyavadi team here. I would like to request Ashok Kumarji and Ashokji. And we would like to invite Mohanji, request Mohanji to, if possible, to come up the stage, Mohanji. Mohanji's, so a little bit brief background. While they have been doing a lot of charitable activity, the dream of constructing a Guruvayurappan temple in London has been going on for a few years. Please come. And then the main person, the pillar behind this dream, Mr. Haridas, who was actually taking this quite way forward, is no more. He passed away. And after that, the team really was missing a head. And that's the time when Mohanji came in and threw in new
life, so to say, to the team and really has motivated. So suddenly the team is completely geared up and they would like to honor Mohanji. Mr. Ashok Kumar would like to honor Mohanji. Maybe that one. And also we'd like to invite all the board members of London Aikyavadi team. Because they want to actually, on the Guruvayurappan project, they have created a brochure about this project and which is also asking needing support from everyone for this beautiful project to bring Lord Guruvayurappan to London, Krishna to London. For this, we'd like to invite everyone, please. Can I? Yeah, so I'll call the names one by one. Suresh Babuji, please come. Rajan, please come. Subhash, Jay Kumarji, Anand, Geeta Vijay Lakshmi. She's here. Sorry. Vinodji, Vinod Nayarji, Santosh, Chris. Our Chris, Christopher, Janardhanji, Harish, our Harish, Moshmi, Omkarji who has played a major role in making this brochure. So welcome Omkarji. Dr. Rajmohanji, Dr. Rajmohan from Glasgow. And I'm also very humbled and blessed to be part of this team as well. So with Mohanji's guidance, I would like to also invite the trust of Satya Sai organization who is here, Dr. Biru Bhai, please, and Dr. Pavan, please join us, and Subodhini. Please, Kiran Bhai, please come. And Sukant, representing Jagannath Trust, Sri Jagannath Society, UK. So we would like to open the brochure of Sri Guruvayurappan Temple construction in London. You all must have a look and read into this, in that the beautiful story behind the Guruvayurappan Temple and Guruvayurappan that Mohanji told, and please, Sukant, come, join. Beautiful brochure done by London Aikyavadi and the team. This brochure has already been offered at the Guruvayurappan Temple in Guruvayur. Okay. All right. On this occasion, it's actually a very, very auspicious occasion today that the first donation for the Guruvayurappan Temple is being handed over here today. So, Dr. Sukumaran Nair and wife Shobhaji would like to donate the first donation for this temple. this Mohanji would hand over this to Lata Haridas ji, wife of Haridas, very fondly known as Harietan, who is the power behind this dream of bringing Guru Vairappan to London. The dream of Harietan is going to be a reality, Lata Didi. So that's an amazing.
I'm sure many of you have heard about the power of Lord Krishna in the form of Guru Vairappan. And the brochure tells us a lot about it. Just in case if you would like to know why Mohanji per se is associated, we're building a temple of similar nature also in Vrindavan. And the idea came to me when, most of the people, especially from Kerala, will be, the people who worship Krishna for sure, will be connected to Guru Vairappan. Because Guru Vairappan is in the heart. Lord Krishna, as an 8-year-old boy, is in the heart of most of us. We all grew up thinking, hearing, talking about Lord Krishna in the form of Guru Vairappan. So this is a very, very close thing to my heart. And I have always thought, even I spoke to the Tantri some time ago, Tantri means the chief priest, that why is Guru Vairappan not in Vrindavan? Where, this idol of Guru Vairappan is not ordinary. It is, nobody knows who made it, but the story says Lord Vishnu himself created his form and handed it over to Brahma. When Brahma said, "You are too big, I can't see you. You are unfathomable, beyond dimensions, infinite. Then how do I worship you?" So he said, "Worship this idol." So that was a finite form created for representing the infinite. And then it got handed over, and finally Krishna's father got it. And when Krishna was born, he was in that form. So then his father said, if you have 4 hands, if you have all this form of Mahavishnu, it will be difficult for you to live in the world. Then he became a normal boy. And that idol passed hands, and Lord Krishna himself worshipped this idol in Dwaraka. And he knew fully well that Dwaraka will go underwater. And he told his friend Uddhava to hand over the idol to Brihaspati, the guru of gods. But before he could do that, Dwaraka went underwater. But Brihaspati came and he recovered the idol with the help of his disciple Vayu, which is a god of wind, and Varuna, the god of the oceans. And then they thought about installing this idol at the right place. And they were traveling with the idol. Then they saw Shiva and Parvati in a new land. Parashurama told, there's a new land all the way to the south. Go there and see if it's possible. It's auspicious enough. And Lord Shiva said, this is the place. That's how Guru Vayur got the name. Guru is Brihaspati. Vayu is the courier or the carrier who took him there. So that's the place where the temple, and Vishwakarma himself made the temple. This idol was placed, and Lord Shiva did the first worship there. So this idol has so much of power you can't even imagine, and hundreds and thousands of miracles still. So this thought came, we should have a temple of similar nature in Vrindavan. But the idea was Lord Krishna would be like a king. How a king would behave. Of course, it's Guru Vairappan. King would. So that means we take care of, there are so many widows in Vrindavan. You know, people, when their husbands die, they go to Vrindavan, Krishna's land, and some of them are old, most of them are old, and they don't have medical support, they don't have food to eat, they don't have a place to sleep. So I said, let's have a space for these gopis of Krishna, and we'll take care of them, like what we are doing in Tiruvannamalai, but in a much larger way. Take care of them, give them food, give them support, and the temple is there, and the temple funds or whatever comes from the temple will be used for such causes for these old people, for cattle and all these things. So, and Guru Ayappan showed the way. Actually, I was thinking, because there is a big restriction for having elephants, and Guru Ayappan usually have many elephants. So I was wondering, how do we do that? In a few weeks, when I was in Delhi, I got an invitation by Wildlife SOS to visit their elephant sanctuary, which is 30 minutes away from this location. And I went there. They have 30 or 40 elephants. So the thing is, Guru Ayappan found the elephants before he came there. So these signs were coming, and the lands. Now we are just about to acquire 3 more acres. And when was it, Rajmohan? It was this year, January. I was in Trivandrum, and that's where we met Rajmohan. And then I said, in London, we should have a temple. So it was Tantri who told me, get involved. I said, okay. But I was not knowing what to do, but then it all evolved into this current shape now. And what I particularly like is that I said, this should happen parallelly. Like the Jagannath temple is happening, everything is happening with the hands of God. We are only instruments here. What God says is, be available. All you have to do is to be available. There's nothing for you to do. So being available is the only thing we can do. And when we are available, God will work through us. But when we think we are doing it, then God will say, okay, you do it. How much can you do? We don't have unlimited resources, but when our limitation is surrendered to God, all the resources are ours. So I am 100% sure this is just a what do you call, a beginning, not even a beginning. It is just like a conglomeration orchestrated by Guru Ayappan. Otherwise, why this number of people? Why here? And also Virubhai, and all Patelji, everybody, Sukant Sahu. See, this is exactly how God puts things together. It's not what each one contributes. It's whether everybody is there for one cause, just one cause. There's nobody higher, nobody lower. It's all for the Lord, and the Lord works through you. See, Act Foundation this platform. Why? Okay, that also I'll say. Why this platform for this? Because the grace, when you have gratitude, grace flows beneath your wings. The wind beneath your wings will be grace. When we have gratitude, all you need is gratitude. Thank you for using me. Thank you for making value of my time on earth. That thank you is enough. Rest comes. So this is the long story short about the Guru Ayappan temple, and each person who's standing here, all of them will have their own story of Guru Ayappan. I'm guaranteeing you. It is not by accident at all of us, and there are also a few of the people sitting there. They all have their connection, especially when they have come from central Kerala, where I have come from also. All the people who have come from that part will have a story with Guru Ayappan, connection. So this platform has come, and this is just a start. But it just started long ago by Hariyatan. I have not met him, but I have felt him, because his presence has pushed all this to this place now, to where we are now. So it's a remarkable day. And any questions you have, I'm ready to answer, or any of them should answer. Suresh has been always in contact and saying that we should move this forward, and he was pretty much liaising everything in a very, very good precision, professional. And Rajmohan, also Dr. Rajmohan, is from Scotland. Yeah, I'll hand over the mic to him.
Thank you, Mohanji. I just wanted to say something about Mohanji coming into the picture regarding this. But before that, incredible work, Act Foundation. That's absolutely brilliant work. I mean, it's so humbling. And, I'm just a doctor. I just go work every day. And I've seen some pictures of my colleagues working in the army and military going into war zones. It's not easy at all. Absolutely salute to all of you who's going to war zones and doing incredible work. Thank you very much for showing us all that. As far as the Guru Ayappan Temple project is concerned, like Mohanji said, all of us faith is important to all of us in some form or other. in good times, in bad times. It's having faith really helps to adjust and balance to the ups and downs of life. We are all mortals, we are all human beings. As Mohanji says, you leave ego, you do what you're supposed to do and make a difference. That's your life done. I couldn't go. I mean, I was supposed to go to Trivandrum along with, Vinod, Harriet's son, was supposed to go in December. I couldn't go because December is a hard time. Lots of people are on leave. It's Christmas holidays and things like that. There was no way I could get leave to go to Trivandrum to attend the puja in the palace. So one of my friends, Singer Venugopal, he said, Mohan, do come. He calls me Mohan as well. Mohan, do come. I said, I can't make it because there's no way I'll get leave in December. So he said, fine, fair enough. Incidentally, the puja got postponed to February. I can only explain that this is the calling of God, Guru Arapins. And I met Tantri, the chief priest. My parents were serving doctors in Guruvayur. They've served the local population. So I don't have an address in my place apart from my parents' son. So the chief priest actually recognized me by my parents' thing, and I explained. He asked me, why are you here? I explained this is the situation. I've come with Harriet's son also. Immediately he said, Mohanji is there. Speak to him. I fell at Mohanji's feet and explained the whole thing. He said, it's God's will that this is there. It will happen. So let's all join together under Mohanji's guidance and try to make this a beautiful concept a reality in London. Thank you very much, Mohanji.
So even though we just call the trustees here, I would like to invite everybody who's, everyone to come here to take a group picture. So please do come, everyone. Yeah.
So on the occasion of this wonderful, inauguration or beginning, as Mohanji said, of Guruvayur, I would request everybody to join in chanting the name of Guruvayur Appan in the form of a simple bhajan. And I know Sister Renu also knows this bhajan, so all of us could join together whilst we are coming here, singing the praise of the Lord. Shall I start? गुरुवायुरपुर श्री हरि कृष्णा नारायण गोपाल गुरुवायुरपुर श्री हरि कृष्णा नारायण गोपाल श्री हरि कृष्णा नारायण गोपाल मुकुंद माधव मुरलीधारी नारायण गोपाल मुकुंद माधव मुरलीधारी नारायण गोपाल नारायण गोपाल जय जय नारायण गोपाल
नारायण गोपाल जय जय नारायण गोपाल
नारायण गोपाल श्री हरि नारायण गोपाल
नारायण गोपाल श्री हरि नारायण गोपाल
गोवर्धन गिरिधारी श्री हरि नारायण गोपाल
गोवर्धन
गिरिधारी श्री हरि नारायण गोपाल जय मुकुंद माधव मुरलीधारी नारायण गोपाल
मुकुंद माधव
मुरलीधारी नारायण गोपाल जय जय मुकुंद माधव मुरलीधारी नारायण गोपाल
मुकुंद माधव मुरलीधारी
नारायण गोपाल गुरुवायुरपुर श्री हरि कृष्णा नारायण गोपाल
गोपाल गुरुवायूरपुर श्री हरि कृष्णा नारायण गोपाल मुकुंद माधव मुरलीधारी नारायण गोपाल मुकुंद माधव मुरलीधारी नारायण गोपाल नारायण गोपाल श्री हरि 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 नारायण गोपाल गोवर्धन गिरिधारी मुरारी नारायण गोपाल गोवर्धन गिरिधारी नारायण गोपाल मुकुंद माधव मुरलीधारी नारायण गोपाल मुकुंद माधव मुरलीधारी नारायण गोपाल जय मुकुंद माधव मुरलीधारी नारायण गोपाल मुकुंद माधव मुरलीधारी नारायण गोपाल गुरुवायूरपुर श्री हरि कृष्णा नारायण गोपाल.
Yeah, sorry, quickly, because this is guidance from our photographer, you're not visible. So just arrange yourself. One row here, please kneel down like they have done, and one row standing. Mohanji, can you stand here, maybe in the center? Thank you. One line of kneel down, please. Some more people can sit here. Yes. Sit here. We have space. You have space. You can sit down. Okay, are they visible? One more line of kneel down. Whoever can kneel down. Chris, can you come here? Kneel down. Two more of you. Please, can you come kneel down here? Careful of Mohanji's feet. Yeah. Anybody is hiding? Om, please come. Three more people. Okay, I'll come somewhere. Okay, now they're visible. Kiran bhai, maybe you can stand next to Pawan bhai. Moshmi can sit here. Yeah, no, they're there. Moshmi sit, otherwise you will not be visible. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's okay. Anybody is hiding? I will come. I will stand. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to be part of Guru Vairappan project. Is really humbling. Thank you, everyone. I'll just call you and then. Okay, so the next activity that is coming up is to recognize and offer appreciation to our all our volunteers. So I would request Vijay bhai and Jay to come. And volunteers, I hope all the volunteers are here. Nobody has gone. This is your time. So Vijay bhai and Jay, please come on stage, and over to you.
Okay, as we start winding up for the evening, I would like to call out a few people who have been our supporters. So first of all, our special guests. I would like to invite the Sri Satya Sai trustees. So this is Dr. Pavan, Virubai, Kiranbhai Patel, and Subotini, please. So would you like to come up? Dr. Virubai. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, of course, yes. And that's a certificate of appreciation. Subotini, trustee of Sri Satya Sai Trust. Dr. Pavan. Certificate. And Dr. Kiran Patel. Jay, you go there, quick, take a picture. Okay, so a few more people would like to come over who are distinguished guests. First of all, Dr. Narayan Rao. Doctor, please come. And as a representative of Sri Jagannath Society UK, Sukhan, please would you like to come forward? He's coming. And I'd also like to call Suresh Babu of the London Alkyavadi Guruvayu Trust. Come. Please come. And Suresh, on behalf of all the trustees and supporters of the Alkyavadi Guruvayu Trust. Thank you. Next, I would like to call all the different trustees of ACT Foundation and Mohanji Foundation. So first of all, we have myself and my wife, Ranjana. So Ranjana, please come. Come. Come up. She's a bit shy.
She is shy, especially in front of you.
And then we have Subhashri and Harish. Please come up. Hemant and Meeta, please come. Vignesh and Manjula. Sudha and Rakesh. Arun and Nalini. Priti Bharadwaj. And Rajshri Gohil.
So this is going to be interesting. All the men get the shawl, and the ladies get something else. They get certificates. I mean, these are our trustees, right? These are the one. I need to shawl him first.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Jay.
That's for you.
Arun and Nalini, please come up. Hmm? Actually, I've missed somebody very, very important who's a trustee, Chris and Aditi. Please, you both are trustees as well, so please come up. Chris and Aditi, come. The newlyweds.
Where am I putting this? Oh, how can I say no to this man? It's only good.
It's okay. It's Mohanji Foundation trustees as well. Yeah.
Chris? No, that's not the protocol. That's nice. You're welcome. That's for Priti. Priti get a show?
I'll take it from you, don't worry.
Exceptional.
Yeah, sure. Aditi? Nalini? Jay. Afterwards.
Ah, it's okay.
पीछे जाओ थोड़ा
Somebody. That's right. That's right.
Wait. There's, I haven't given books.
I think we are missing.
There's a few people that are missing, actually. The most important people. So Shama and Jay, Rashila and Arvind, and Moshmi. Please. So who's eligible to garland you? Only, okay.
Okay, let him do it.
There you go.
Arvind.
Arvind bhai.
Arvind, please go.
Thank you.
Moshmi and
Bring your own show. Come to the middle.
She's over there.
okay, come.
Okay, there you go.
Come here.
And we'll just, Jay, we'll do a group picture and then we'll move on to the next one.
Okay, maybe all the ladies can come
Ladies
forward.
at the front, come.
And the husbands, please stand behind the wives.
You stand.
I have to stand, yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
that's
stand.
okay. Okay, now we'd like to give some appreciation to some of our partners, and some of them are not here to be able to receive. But first of all, there's Scandervale. I'd also like to, is Judith here? Oh, you go to Judith already. And UCL Logistics. Do you want to say a little bit about UCL Logistics and how they helped?
UCL Logistics is in near Heathrow. They have been absolutely amazing, helping us to, all the food that we bring from Skandervale and everywhere else that we collect, we use their warehouse. And not only that, they send their own truck to Skandervale, to Wales, to bring the food free of charge, and then store the food in their warehouse. And they arrange the truck for us, pretty much everything. They are actually helping us in many ways, with their logistic trucks and everything. The very first time, they found the truck for us. The same truck that we are using for the last 5 times. So, big thank you for them. Unfortunately, Vishal couldn't be here, but without their support, we couldn't have done this Ukraine truck at all. So, Vishal, if you're listening, thank you so much for your kind support always. Thank you.
A few more people that we'd like to thank as partners and supporters. First of all, Ahimsa, the vegan cafe. So we'd like to call upon Hemant, Mita, Ranjana and Rajshri to come along for Ahimsa. So about one of them will come. Just one.
Come on, just certificates. Yeah, all you get.
Just one certificate to be shared. Okay.
But
there you go.
Who's the managing director? And you as well.
Yes, yeah. There, come.
Thank you guys. You have been absolutely amazing. Always very helpful, and making regular donations to ACT. And well done. Keep donating. You can increase the standing order as well.
Okay. The next supporter we'd like to honor is, Jay, pick this up, is Ambican. Ambican is a packaging company, and they have supported us in many different ways. Unfortunately, their representative Ken couldn't be here, but Pooja, on behalf of Ambican, please could you come along and receive this certificate. You're welcome. And then another partner that we work with is Olympic House. Jay and Bob will receive the certificates on their behalf. And then we have also Chris from the Windsor Project, Reverend Sampson, and Renu. Please could you all come up? Chris, please come up. Please come up, Chris.
Come up.
And Reverend Sampson?
No,
he's gone. Okay. The next group of people we have are the VIPs. And, we'll do it. Next group of people we have are the VIPs, and these are people that have gone above and beyond and supported in so many different ways. So the first person, a couple I would like to call, is Pravin Bai and Jyotsna Ben. Please come. snap in. They have been amazing supporters in so many different ways. Thank you. And then 3 more VIPs, Kathy, Selma, Peter, Louis. We'd like to ask you to come forward. For all the amazing work that they have been doing, in particular Ukraine, Turkey, Morocco. Amazing. And also 2 more people who are providing a lot, again VIPs, who are providing amazing selfless service. First of all, Christina. And Thea, the photographer. Thea, come on. Thank you. Thank you. And the next group we have is the Ukraine youth volunteers and some other youth who have been active supporters of ACT and Mohanji Foundation. So that Danny, Lucia, Ninka, Aditi, Jyoti, Shreyang, Sheon, and Shanae. Please could you come up? Where's Sheon? So all these kids went to Ukraine. Give them a hand of applause. He's coming. Shanae? Where's Shanae? Ah, you're here. Oh, Sambhav? Ah, Sambhav's here.
This is our youth.
Okay, so I'd like to call some of our really active volunteers, without which a lot of our programs would not happen in the way that they have. So first of all, I'd like to call Swati, Arti, Saroj, Bijal, Jumri, Nelian, Shital, Nilesh, Kirti, Nishal, Andela, Geeta, Shambhavi, and Stephen, plus Pooja, Rasikbai, Chandra Mohan, Anjali, Kalada, Dhanalakshmi, Anjani, and Bharat Mistry. Please. Ella, yeah, Pooja.
Thank you for giving us this name.
Thank you.
Elizabeth, we need Elizabeth. Give me one and
Ella? Call Ella. And Ella, Nishal's better half, can she come up as well, please? And Shambhavi and her husband as well. So the last group of people that we'd like to call are the people who are very active in Reading. So these are Vishaka Godwale, Dani Erawala, Nidhi Power, Sanjay Vitlani, Bana Vitlani, Richa Singh, Rohit Staleka, Sarita Mondaka, Sushmita Samantha, as well as Diman, Jaspal, and Pranav. Could you all come up, please? Thank you. Rohit, come. And Sarita. Sanjay and Pana. Sarita is there. Oh, Susmita there. Sanjay and Panna. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Come, take a picture. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for all your help and support. So now I'll hand over to Subhashri for the final act.
So what is happy birthday without a birthday cake? So while Redu is going to sing the happy birthday song and many more, let's get the cake here, and we need some cheers from everyone, please. Okay, while the cake is coming, can I request all the board members of Guruvayur Trust to take a picture with Mohanji? One second. Wait a second.
Hello.
One picture with Mohanji. Can you all come, Sureshji, all the board members, please?
Hello.
Please come on the stage. Come on the stage, please. Come.
Hello. Hello. No. Hello. Hello.
You can
Thank
be
you.
on the side of Mohanji. Mohanji can be in the center, so it will be nice.
Better.
Half people can come this side and some people can sit. Some people can sit. Yeah. Maybe sit on this is better. Come forward little bit. You are hidden behind, so come in the front. Come here. Everybody is in.
Right, if we take photographs with music, you're going to be smiling and all that energy is going to be coming through. Can you?
Oh, yeah. Harish?
Hello, that's it. Musical photograph. Oh. Repeat again. Can you get back into your position, please? Where's the other mic? Subhash, switch off your mic. There you go.
So we cut the cake. Mohanji can be here. Mohanji will be here. Bring the cake. Moshimi, you can bring the cake. Mohanji.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the final part of today's amazing, inspiring day. Would you agree that today was an inspiring day? Yes? Was it worthwhile coming all the way out to Langley? Oh, God, look at you all. Please, come on, let me hear a huge... Was this an amazing day today? Fantastic. So, are we ready to sing Happy Birthday? Subhashri, would you just switch off your microphone, please? Thank you. Just use one. Ooh. Do we have a knife ready? Do we have the candle lit? And if could people come round the side, don't cover the front of the table. Do you think this is a good time for you all to stand up? Get a bit of energy? Come on, let's stand up and let's put all our love. Rasila Didi. So we're going to be singing Happy Birthday, a few rounds of that, and then we're going to be counting as loud as possible to 20, and then 1 for luck, 21. So, whenever you say the word, Mohanji, go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
out some more. So we've got a Hindi version then to sing. बार बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिन ये गाए, बार बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिन ये गाए, तुम जियो हजारों साल, ये हमारे हैं आरज़ू। Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, yeah, ACT, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, yeah, ACT, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, yeah, ACT, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. May God bless you, may God bless you. Happy birthday, dear ACT. Woo! Happy birthday to you. Hip, 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 and one for luck, hip, hip. Woo!
Flowers. Mohanji, one minute. Mohanji, 1 minute. You know, as we are coming to end this wonderful celebration of 20 years of ACT, I have to say a special thank you to one person. All our trustees work really, really hard to put this program together. You know, just to put the program, you have to have the work done in order to put this program, and you have actually witnessed the work that we've been doing. There's one person I can call just to say thank you, is Rashila Ben. She has been working non-stop. She has been working non-stop, especially throughout the years, no matter what. Every time I pick up the call and say, Rashila Ben, this needs to be done, she always there. And thank you, Rashila Ben. Yes. Yeah, but yes. Speech. Thank you, Mohanji. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It has been a wonderful time.
I think this is a team effort, and I'm so proud, so proud to be part of this team. It's led by all of us, not just one person. Every time I pick up the phone to say I need someone to come and help, there's never any doubt on anyone's mind. They will always come running. I just have to pick up the phone and they know I'm desperate. So I'm so grateful to be part of this UK ACT team. Thank you, Mohanji, for allowing me to be a trustee and allowing me to be a volunteer. My little effort. Thank you.
One more thank you, I think I need to say. No, thank you, she will do, but special thank you from me is my wife. She has been, which wife? She non-stop put up with me and all my shortfalls. She put up with me, and you know, if I am standing in front of here, of course, Mohanji is your blessings, but you know, she also worked really hard with me. Thank you, Shama.
how romantic that is. We should all be romantic. Thank you. But I really agree 100% to what Jay said, both about Rashila Didi and Shama. Um, so now, before we all go ahead for dinner, there is, this meeting will not, this event will not complete if we do not actually convey our gratitude. As Mohanji also says, gratitude should be our attitude. So, few thank you, and I'm sorry if I miss anybody's name. Actually, it's better to give a huge, huge, huge thank you to all of you, each and every one of you. We can't compare who is less, who is higher. But your presence today here in this hall made it what the team has been working for quite many weeks. So your presence, your contributions, your efforts all through the year, and today especially in this moment, to all the guests that we have had, it's an honor, Guruvayurappan team, Satyasai team, Jagannath team, and everybody, all of you, it's a great honor to have you here, give your time. It means a lot. And all the volunteers, all the core volunteers, the youth, you all made us ACT UK proud. And as I said, Ammu proud. Ammu, ACT, Ammu Care Charitable Trust. She must be watching us from the top. And let us, make her proud in whatever way you do. And this will not end without saying thank you to Mohanji. We really mean it from our heart. So thank you for what you do. The energy, the power behind ACT, sometimes just few words, sometimes just even a smile will make us happen, and most of the time kicks. So keep doing that. But so this cake, which is not just looking very beautiful, keeping the orange theme of ACT, also we had a little piece of it tasting amazing. So wait till it comes. So thank you to Ranjan Anna, who is our ex-trustee, and Brinda Akka. Are they here?
Yes, thank you. No, they're not here, but thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a lovely cake. We had a little taste,
Yes.
and it's really nice. Thank you, Brindaka, for making this. Okay. And we missed a couple of certificates quickly.
Kalada.
Kalada, we missed one from you. Anjali.
Anjali ji,
and
are you here?
Ankar.
And Ankur.
Okay. Thank you, Kalada.
So now we will have dinner. Is it served outside?
No, it's at the back.
Oh, at the back. So dinner is at the back. Please. Anjali ji, please come. She's standing behind. Yeah. And how can we forget Renuji? Renuji, you just, you are the life force, the prana. So wonderful to have you. Really for... Did I miss anyone? Thank you, everyone. Thank you all who are here. And Praveen bhai, please don't change your mind. Okay, so now it's food time. Let's have, please go ahead, backside of the hall. Ankur hasn't come. Ankur, where is Ankur?